Well, guys, we're in the green now. We're in the green. Holy crap. It's about 2:40 p.m. on the East Coast, and we're heavily in the green. The Russell's up over 2%. NASDAQ's up about 2%, as the S&P's up 2.4%, and the Dow is up the most, which we don't say that all the time. The Dow's up 2.8%, as the VIX is down 3.5%. Gold is pretty much at break even. Same with silver. I mean, they're down a little bit, but pretty much at break even. So we're going to break down the markets in this video as we're about to get into power hour here in about 20 minutes. We're going to go over some stocks, charts, what I'm doing. So sit back, relax, take a sip of your coffee, and let's get into the video. And if you guys find value in the video, if you want, hit that like button and feel free to subscribe. I appreciate you guys as always. So we've seen quite the turnaround throughout the day today, and this is pretty crazy. I mean, the low of the day today on SPY was 348, and we just hit 366 about an hour ago, not even. And that is a move of over 5%. So initially, when we got the CPI data this morning, the market got shocked. It went from about 361, SPY did, to, again, 348. So that was a drop of about 3.5%. And then, again, like I said, it ripped 5%, and it's pretty much still up 5% from that low of the day. So the swings we're seeing in these markets, guys, are unbelievable. 3.5% down, 5% up, and I bet you triple Q, the swings are even more wild. Let's pull this up. Look, it was at 254 earlier in the day, pretty much at open, and the high of the day was at about 270. We're talking a 6.2% pop from low of the day to the high of the day, at least as of now. And initially, when the CPI data came out, triple Q went from 266 to about that 254 marker, which was a drop of 4%. So it dumped 4%, ripped 6%, and now we're actually up again on the day 2%. You guys see how I did that there? You drop 4%, you're up 6%, that means you're up 2%. Basic math, right? So it's looking pretty good in the very short term for the bulls. But now let's peel back the layers and see, is this a legitimate reversal? Is this just another bear rally or a bull trap or whatever, bear market rally, the start of one? Well, I mean, I guess it's too early to say if it's the start of a bear market rally again. But what I can say for sure is here on the 5-day, 15-minute, triple Q is above the moving averages, which it hasn't been here, and hasn't been above them in the past couple of days. And if I pull up the 20-day chart, you guys can see, well, we're still on a downtrend. So we are making some headway on the 5-day chart, but peel back the layers a little bit more. 20-day chart, not looking that great here. You can see we got very oversold this morning. This is pretty much, by the looks of it, just a relief rally as of now. We're still under the 180 SMA, and we're still under the highs from last week. I mean, guys, this still looks like the bears are 100% in charge. Now, let's say if this rally continues, which, again, it's too early to tell whether or not this bear market rally is going to continue. We have to give it a couple of days at least to play out. Are we going to break out of 270, 275? If that happens, okay, maybe from there we start getting a legitimate rally. But at this point where we are now, I would be extremely cautious, guys. I would not want to get suckered in on this rally, and then maybe we get a dump on Friday, which is tomorrow, or some point next week. You got to be careful. Same thing here with SPY. I mean, this chart, you can clearly see bears are still in charge. Yes, we are seeing some buying pressure above 360, which is good, 355, 360. But like I showed you all, on triple Q, same thing applies here. We have lower highs being made, and this looks like a descending triangle as well now that I'm looking at it, kind of, right? And like triple Q, we're right under the 180 SMA on the 20-day chart. So all I'm saying is I'm not trying to tell you guys what to do. I'm not trying to influence you in one direction or the other. That's not the point of this channel or this video. I'm just telling you guys, be cautious. Where we are now, we've seen selling pressure in the past. That's all I'm trying to say. So let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys. What do you think about that? And if you haven't gotten your 15 stocks for Moomoo yet, free money, use that link down below, deposit at least $100, and you could get up to 15 stocks, each up to $2,000. And if you don't like the platform, which I think the platform is pretty cool. If you don't like it, though, you can take out your $100 deposit and you keep all the free stocks. It's free money, guys, and it also helps out the channel. I appreciate you as always. And with that being said, let's look at some movers. And by the way, we made a joke in my earlier video when we discussed the CPI release. DWAC, Trump's SPAC, right? It's still up on the day. It was up 13%. But when I was making that video, it was up 10% roughly. And then shortly after, I'm not sure if you guys caught this, but this was up at one point, I think 40%, 35%. I mean, it was up an extraordinary amount. It was at $16 yesterday. That's what it closed at. And it hit $22. So yeah, at one point, it was up 35%. So it's crazy. I mean, everything was red earlier in the day. DWAC was the only thing that was green earlier in the day. Now everything's pretty much green. We've gotten a lot of buying pressure so far, but again, I'm not too convinced, 100% convinced at all, quite honestly, that this is going to continue quite yet. And only time will tell, guys. We shall see. So let's see what else is moving. JP Morgan, and by the way, guys, tomorrow, good thing I just remembered this. Tomorrow we have the banks. JP Morgan's reporting. Well, actually, no. I don't think JP Morgan's reporting tomorrow. Are they? No, yeah, they are. That's my bad. Yes, they are. Tomorrow before the market. I think Wells Fargo's tomorrow. Citi's tomorrow. What else? BAC's probably next week. That's Bank of America. Let me double check that. Or maybe they're tomorrow as well. No, they're next week. They're on Monday. So a lot of these banks are coming up. And look at how they're performing today, guys. JP Morgan is up 5.2%. And mind you, it is still on a downtrend. Keep that in mind. But we are making a pretty sick move here off the lows. The lows from just today or yesterday. Well, I guess we hit 101 again today. But overall, the move off of 101 has been crazy. It's up 7.5% just from the low of today. And it's JP Morgan, guys. It's not one of these stocks that swing like crazy all the time. So for a 7% move for JP Morgan intraday, that's pretty big. And I think, honestly, if this starts taking out, let's say, the highs from last week, or that was actually before last week. Either way, earlier in this month, we were at 113, 12, 14 roughly. If we start getting out of there, that's where a lot of momentum could start kicking in my opinion, on JPM. Let's see Wells Fargo. Let's pull this up. Wells Fargo, this is tomorrow. It's also making a move up about 5%, but the only thing here that I'm not liking about Wells Fargo is, again, like JP Morgan, it's in a downtrend, but I'm also noticing head and shoulders on Wells Fargo. You guys see that? Head and shoulders. I feel like there's going to be some resistance coming up at $43, $44. So honestly, I would be careful with it. But overall, I'm still watching it because, again, JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, Citi, Bank of America, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, all of these are reporting earnings, whether it's tomorrow or at some point next week. So let's see what else is going on here. Let's see what oil's up to. It looks like XLE is up about 4%. So oil, 2.2%. Green day right now. As of now, for oil, it's sitting at $89 a barrel, and it's looking like buyers are coming in. Look at this arrow, guys. I drew this yesterday. I told you all, look, if buyers start coming in around these moving averages, 88, 90, that's going to be good for oil, for the bulls at least, right? And now we're starting to get the buying pressure. We're not yet above 90 a barrel, but that's probably coming. And I think if we break 92, 93 a barrel, which was the high from earlier this month, there's going to be a huge rip coming, and at that point, probably 100 a barrel is around the corner. And look at this. You guys see this inverse head and shoulders forming right now on crude oil? It is clear as day to me. You guys see this? We have the left shoulder right here. Boom. We got the head right here, and then we have the right shoulder. You guys see that? So I think there's going to be more upside here. I could be wrong, but based on this, 95.7 a barrel, that is very probable. I don't want to say very probable, but it's a move that could easily happen. Let's just put it that way. So crude oil looking good for the bulls, at least, I'd argue. It looks like Adobe's starting to push 300 again, guys. Holy crap. Adobe's up 2.75%. It's at 294 right now, and we have a little bit of a resistance coming up at 300. I mean, we did peak above that. I think that was earlier in October. We're at 295 now. I think if we take 300 out, which is possible, especially if this overall rally, relief rally, whatever you want to call it, continues. If we take 300 out, there's going to be a move probably to about 325, 330 in the short term, and that's somewhere I would really seriously consider trading Adobe. From 300 to 330, that's the gap that I would place. So now that I'm saying this, I might as well set my alert at 300, maybe a little bit higher than 300. Let's do it at 305, and we'll see what it ends up doing from that point. So we're about 10 minutes in, guys. That's it. Make sure to subscribe for the next video where we're going to talk more about the stock market, how things close, more in depth on individual stocks. And if you want me to cover some individual stocks for the next video, or maybe tomorrow or the next day, make sure to drop me some comments in the comment section, tickers, companies, and I'll cover them in an upcoming video. And don't forget to get your 15 stocks from Moomoo and your 12 stocks from Webull, and to check out my Patreon if you want all my morning update videos, exclusive content, buys, sells, call outs, all of that is linked down below on Patreon. I appreciate you guys as always. And with that being said, keep crushing the market. Stay safe out there. Good luck today, guys, for the rest of this crazy day. I'll see you later. Peace out.